Monday's all about retaliation from China. At this point, we all know this story goes, right? It always is tit for tat. Every time President Trump lands a blow, it's met with a counterblow. So we have to presume China escalates things, if only just to show that they understand the end game, which seems like containment or isolation. Except this time, maybe we're the ones being contained. For decades, we refused to recognize the People's Republic of China, and our government treated them like an outlaw, or the outlaw that they were. Then President Nixon, a vicious red baiter in the 50s, went to China, started the long process of normalizing relations with the PRC. But what started as a mutually beneficial trading partnership quickly became something a lot more uneven. China has real state involvement in its economy, and they've targeted industry after industry here in our country, crushing our working people, making us dependent on them in all sorts of critical ways that we didn't even know about. And that's why President Trump started cracking down on China. I think it made a ton of sense to take a hard line back when we had extraordinarily low unemployment, booming economy, no inflation. That was the perfect time to wage a trade war. And by the end of last year, he'd extracted some meaningful and necessary concessions that I liked. But then the pandemic struck, and fairly or unfairly, the administration blames the Chinese government for letting it get out of hand in the first place. Suddenly, the White House is back on the warpath, trying to roll back everything since Nixon's open-door policy. I got to tell you, it's a bad time for an escalation of the trade war. I am no fan of the Chinese Communist Party, an authoritarian regime with a horrible human rights track record, a long history of corrupt trade practices, stealing our jobs, taking advantage of us. But I am a fan of America having a strong economy, plentiful job creation, strong stock market. Right now, our economy is struggling, and any kind of retaliation from China will make it even more difficult for us to recover. We don't need the headache. One problem at a time. We'll get them later when we're stronger. Not when we're facing an incredibly serious recession, if not an outright depression, if we're not careful. And that's why I think you need to weight your portfolio toward recession-resistant stocks like healthcare, the consumer packaged goods place, and the technology companies that help other businesses adjust to the post-corona environment.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.